not just focusing on one object or something. Meditation is not just stopping the thinking, but using something or any situation, whether you like or dislike. We are trying to develop mindfulness, right understanding and detachment in order to abandon the greed, anger and ignorance. Meditation is trying to develop mindfulness, right understanding and detachment in order to abandon the wrong understanding and attachment, such as greed, anger and ignorance. Meditation can be classified into three practices: morality, concentration, and wisdom, or right understanding. Why we need to practice about morality, concentration, and right understanding? Because without these three practices, we cannot stop the origin of suffering. That are wrong understanding and attachment. If we cannot reduce the wrong understanding and attachment, it will condition karma or suffering in our life. Karma means the potential that will give the result in the future. From the view of greater truth, the result is good one, bad one, what you like or dislike, pleasant one or unpleasant one, what should be or what should not be. But from the view of original truth, any result is just the physical and mental phenomena that are just impermanent nature, changing nature, conditional nature, or non-self nature. All kinds of physical and mental nature is impermanence, a right movement of impact in our six sensitivities. We will not remain as the same one, the same thing, or I, mine, nor the timeline. It is necessary to learn and practice about the morality, about the mindfulness, about the right understanding, because no development of morality, mindfulness, and right understanding. It will cause suffering to living beings. Generally, we try to stop the killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, drinking alcohol, and using intoxicant by the government laws or religion rules. Most of the religion trying to stop about the bad action of the people. Government rules are also intense to stop the bad action of the people. But why bad action or conflict or suffering in people does never end? Because we try to directly to stop about their wrong action, wrongdoing, but they do not try to stop the causes of wrong action or bad action. They are wrong understanding and attachment. The causes of killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, daily lies or abuse, using intoxicants, is wrong understanding and attachment. Killing the animals, eating the meat, attachment about their food. The origin, the cause is wrong understanding and attachment. If we cannot stop the wrong understanding and attachment, bad action of the people will never end. Although we are trying to stop the bad action by the government law or religion rules, but it is not working in practical field. We were trying to stop the original cause of suffering, that are greed, anger, ignorance, or wrong understanding and attachment. United Nations a lot of wise person would like to save the living beings in different kinds of ways. But if we cannot stop the defilements or mental impurities, all kinds of living beings will be troublesome and suffering. Because of their defilements, greed, anger, and ignorance. mental arising cannot happen by itself. It can arise depending on their respective causes, such as attachment, wrong understanding, karma, or objects. Karma or volitional action cannot arise by itself. It can arise depending on the condition of attachment. Attachment does not mean not only the craving, but also anger or distraction or frustration about the situation, about the object. Attachment, craving, anger, distraction cannot arise by itself. It can arise depending on the wrong understanding or ignorance. Wrong understanding also cannot arise by itself. Wrong understanding can arise depending on not knowing the greater truth as greater truth and original truth as the original truth. Greater truths are just for using only, just for knowing only, just for experiencing only, without taking serious or without thinking importance or without thinking as reality. Greater truths are useful if we can use in the right way. Money is, the value of money is greater truth. But if we can use the money in the right way, it is useful for doing good deeds, for helping others, the people who are in need. But you use the money for the drinking, for using intoxicant, for killing animals, for hunting, for fishing. So the money will be harmful in your life. In fact, money is not harmful, but wrong using about the greater truth, about the money, will be causes of suffering or problem in our life. In the same way, someone, good one, bad one, what you like or dislike are just greater truth. But if we can use the greater truth in the right way, it will be helpful and beneficial in our life. But if we have strong attachment and using the greater truth in the wrong way, it will cause suffering and conflict in our life. Right understanding is understanding the greater truth as greater truth and how to use the greater truth in the right way. Greater truths are just for using only, without attaching or rejecting. If shedding history. If you have sticky and attached about the money, there is also one history. Even the pain, even the negative thinking in our physical and mental process can be useful if we can use in the right way. At the moment of negative thinking arising in our mental process, just to be mindful with right understanding. Negative thinking is also conditional arising. It cannot arise by itself. It can arise depending on wrong understanding. Negative thinking is also impermanence. And we cannot hold on any thinking or feeling as forever. So even the pain, even the thought, even the bad arising, if we can be mindful with right understanding, it becomes the meditation object, and it will be helpful and it will condition for the development of mindfulness and right understanding. And your mind pay attention only for stopping the pain, only for stopping the what you dislike. It cannot condition for the development of mindfulness, right understanding, and detachment power that are causes of any of suffering or problem. Be mindful with detachment. We should be detached not only the good things, but also the bad things. Detachment does not mean not doing about the good action. Even the good action, even the good speech are also just to be doing only, without attachment, without taking serious. Because all kinds of action, mental state, physical state are conditional arising and impermanent arising. We will use the good action, we will do the good action, but our action should be action only, without attachment, without thinking as I, mine, or personal belonging. We will use the Buddha teaching, but we will not attach, that is our religion or our view. Even the right understanding, we will use for the development of wisdom or to stop the defilements. We will not attach about the right understanding. So-called my life, your life, are just for using only, for helping others, for doing good deeds, and for the development of right understanding greater truth in the wrong way. How we can decide it is using right way or wrong way? If we can use the greater truth in the right way, it will condition the development of non-greed, non-anger, non-ignorance, mindfulness, concentration, equanimity, and right understanding. If we use the greater truth in the wrong way, it will condition for the multiplying of greed, anger, ignorance, jealousy, and worries will be developed. The present thinking is just the result of past action, past attachment, and or past condition. Present action, present attachment, present ignorance will condition the future result, future happening. They are just the cause and effect process. These processes are not belonging to self or individual. We should understand the present matter arising and their causes or their condition about the arising, condition arising. We should be mindful about any physical arising and their condition, their causes of conditioner arising.
Dạ. Thì màu đen bị dạy qua lên.
There are four kinds of mental nature. We need to analyze. They are consciousness, feeling, perception, and volition. These four mental processes are not happening in the mind. They are not happening in the soul. My mind, my soul is just a labeling or naming for the combination of these four mental processes. Manchester United is existing over 400 years. But you think the so-called Manchester United or something is existing for 100 years, its lifespan is existing for 100 years as real existence? That is wrong understanding. From the view of original truth, from the view of reality, Manchester United or their lifespan about 400 years is just a concept of greater truth. The reality is just a changing process of 11 players from time to time. On the same way, my mind, my soul, my idea is look like the Manchester United or its lifespan. Manchester United or something is not existing for 100 years because no one, no player is not representing as Manchester United for 100 years. They are rising and passing away. They are arriving and leaving from time to time. Nothing or no player is representing as Manchester United along the timeline. On the same way, consciousness, feeling, perception, and volition or thinking cannot exist as my view as my din or self for some period. It will arise and cease from moment to moment depending on their respective condition. If the condition finish, the result of consciousness, feeling, perception, and volition or thinking will cease. At the moment of ceasing, nothing left, nothing remaining, nothing essence. We call emptiness nature, sunyata, about their physical and mental nature. Even the anger, even the jealousy, even the negativities will arise and cease depending on their respective condition. If the condition finish, even the wrong understanding, attachment, anger will cease. At the moment of ceasing, nothing left, nothing remaining, no essence, just emptiness, just non-self. When you think physical or mental process as an essence or self or personality, that will cause ignorance and can be conditioned, you will condition about the defilements to be produced. First, we were trying to be mindful about the physical nature and mental nature as they are. But later, we should be understand any physical state and mental state are rising and ceasing from moment to moment. At the moment of ceasing, nothing left, nothing remaining, no essence. It is just emptiness. right understanding understands the impermanent nature, ceasing nature, or emptiness nature, or non-essence nature of physical and mental energies. But we think physical and mental energy process as I, mine, or self, or an essence. It is ignorance, and it will lead to others' development of defilements. Be mindful with relaxed mind, equanimous mind, and peaceful mind. Peaceful mind, equanimous mind, will condition the power of right understanding and detachment. The power of right understanding and detachment will condition the realizing of the end of suffering. On the other hand, greed, anger, liking, disliking, impatience, will lead to agitated mind, frustrated mind. The defilements of mental impurities are origin of suffering, origin of trouble in all kinds of living beings. The created meditation time is over now, but real meditation time is at every moment of mindfulness, right understanding, and detachment. Now I would like to discuss about the dependent origination or conditional arising of physical and mental process without the soul, without the self. In Pali language we call Avadicca Samuppada. We learn about the water cycle in school. The raindrops happen because of the rain clouds. Rain cloud is just the rain clouds. It is not the raindrops. But rain clouds can condition the raindrops to be arise. And then raindrops can condition the water surface, about the ocean, about the river, about the lake. The water surface, about the pond, lake, ocean can condition the evaporation and condensation. And the evaporation or condensation of water vapors will produce the rain clouds. And then rain clouds can condition raindrops appear. And the raindrops will condition the water surface again, and water surface can condition the evaporation and then condensation. So that means water cycle or dependent arising will continue endlessly. We also learn about the nitrogen cycles like that. That is about the cycle of physical nature. Even the physical nature cannot continue as the same one, as the same particle. Generally, water cycle means we think there is rotation of the water particles. But if water particles are rotating like the cycle, today raindrops, maybe come back, maybe next year raining or next time raining. It is not the wrong or rotation of one thing or one substance, but here just a cause and effect or conditioning process of energies. It is not the rotation of the same one or the same thing along the timeline. The Taniyale is like the Kukua Lady, the 20 to Usada. I don't know. Taniya Suraga, Dajam Dati, Dajam Dati, Dajam Dati, and I never. So nice. Now we learn about the physical nature and mental nature. The previous day I classified the physical nature into four kinds of elements, and mental nature we classify into four kinds of mental nature. So who can remember what are their physical nature? Fire, water, wind, and earth elements. In Pali language we call the Dhatu. Dhatu means the smallest things that cannot be divisible into more smaller things. Fire, water, wind, and earth natures are not directly referred to the water particles or fire, flames, and the earth or the wind blowing. It is just referring the nature of fire, water, wind, and earth energies. Fire means just the nature of hotness or coolness. Earth's nature means the quality of hardness or softness. Physical nature are also cannot remain as the same one, as the same thing along the timeline. They are renewing and changing, rising and ceasing from moment to moment, depending on their respective condition. Yesterday I discussed about the condition of physical nature. Can you remember? Karma, nutrients, karma, mental process, nutrients, and climates. These four conditions are permanence or impermanence? Impermanence. So the result of these four conditions is also impermanence. On the same way, we classify about the four kinds of, we classify the mental nature into four kinds of mental nature. What are they? Consciousness, feeling, perception, and volition. Consciousness is also not a single mind, not the same mind that is remaining in some way, but it is just rising and ceasing from moment to moment, depending on the condition, such as the impact or object of our six sensitivities. And then feeling, perception, volition also will arise and cease depending on condition. Now we were trying to classify into three groups, both the physical nature and mental nature. So they are definement root, karma root, and result root. In my book, I draw the cycle. Now I will for example, there is A, there is B, there is C. If A, it can cause the B, and then B can cause the C, and then C can cause the A, so this cycle will never end. It will arise depending on C, B will arise depending on A, C will arise depending on B, and it will arise depending on C, so this cycle will never end. But if A ceases, B cannot arise. If B ceases, C cannot arise. If C ceases, it cannot arise. So that is we call conditional arising, dependent arising, dependent origination. To understand the dependent origination, we need to understand the causes of condition in the right way. Now my voice arising. My voice will connect to your ear sensitivities. At the moment of contact, my voice with to your ear sensitivities, what is the result? Hearing consciousness. Hearing consciousness will be the result. My voice, my sound is the condition, causes. Why my voice are arising now? Why?
You have the energy to generate a voice inside the throat.
And yes, because my throat, my tongue are moving, and that's being wind energy produced because of my movement of throat and tongue will produce the sound energies. Why my throat and tongue are moving to produce the sound? Why? What is the causes of throat moving? Maybe I have the desire to teach meditation to others. That's me. How do you say? I have the intention or desire to share my knowledge to others. So that means desire to share about my knowledge will be the causes about sound arising or movement of my lungs and throat. Why my desire arise to share about the meditation subject? Why I have the desire to share?
Because you are conditioned.
Yes, maybe. In fact, any result, any happening has their respective condition. Maybe I have had the past experience, past understanding about the benefits of meditation, about the practice. So, past understanding or past knowledge about the benefits about the meditation can condition my desire to come out, to share to others. So what I mean is, whether physical state or mental state at the present moment arising cannot arise by itself. It can arise depending on their respective condition. That's why this process can continue next by next, without the soul, without the self. Now, my advice, contact to your ear sensitivities, and that you will condition hearing consciousness arising. Hearing consciousness cannot be permanent. It will arise and cease, appear and disappear, totally around moment. At the moment of disappearing of hearing consciousness, nothing left, nothing remaining. But it will condition another new mental state, maybe feeling, perception, volition, thinking about my teaching, about my advice. Maybe you will have some kind of thinking, some kind of understanding, some kind of perception about my teaching. Maybe how do you think my teaching is interesting or boring?
Very boring.
That is, maybe your perception may judge that is boring, as maybe someone may judge that is interesting. So, another mental state will happen depending on the previous condition. And then maybe you have some good knowledge and some understanding about the good results. Maybe that understanding will condition desire to arise, to share about this subject to others. Maybe your friend, your father, mother, and your children. So, desire to share this subject to others cannot arise by itself. It can arise depending on your understanding, your knowledge, and knowing about the benefits of this issue. So that means physical and mental process will continue one after another without the soul, without the self. That is roughly about how it can continue.
So I can ask you, because you say without the self, but you keep saying, I want to teach you. So who is I? Is empty or he appear and go like this, or?
In fact, generally I tell from the view of greater truth, I can say I want to teach you. In fact, not I want to teach you, but the motivation or maybe volition mental process. How to say? Stimulates to teach others. For example, even in meditation time, generally I can say I am mindful. I am meditating. In fact, it is not I am meditating. So what is meditating? The process of mindfulness, the process of understanding, the process of detachment are meditating. Maybe without development of mindfulness, right understanding and detachment, the physical appearance may be meditating, but we cannot say that is real meditating. So that means the mindful mind, detachment mind, equanimous mind are meditating. That means physical and mental process are meditating, not I meditating. So at the meditation time, do you have any thought, any thinking?
Yes.
Generally, you will say it is my thinking, my thought. But it is not. I mind means we have the complete control about them. Maybe this phone is my phone, and maybe I can do anything about that my phone. Maybe I will present it to you, or I will throw away, or I can do anything. The idea of I mind means I can have the complete control about it. Maybe they say that is my body, that is my mind, that means I have the complete control about it. In fact, it is not like that. Any arising is just the conditional arising, conditional nature. So we do not have the complete control about them. But if you be the good things, you cannot comment to good things arise. Maybe you need to do the good causes, so good result will happen. Maybe you need the concentrated mind. You do not have the comment to be arising of concentrated mind. You need the causes of. You need to develop the causes of concentrated mind. Maybe to be mindful. So mindfulness is the condition of concentrated mind. So if you development of mindfulness can happen, concentrated mind can arise as a result. Because mindful mind will condition, peaceful mind arise, concentrated mind arise. You do not have the complete control about the concentrated mind to be continued as you desire. But you can do that. There are respective causes of the result. The result can be happen as you desire. But you cannot do the respective causes. You cannot the result as you desire. Maybe now we want to stop the attachment, but we cannot stop the attachment if we cannot stop the causes of attachment. The causes of attachment is wrong understanding. Maybe if we can stop the wrong understanding, attachment will begin stopping naturally. So that is cause and effect. So we try to learn and understand about the cause and effect because we intend to stop the idea of self. That is ignorance or misunderstanding. So now we will classify about the physical and mental nature into three groups. One are defilement groups. Second is karma group. And third is result group. They can condition to each other, like the water cycle. Defilements will condition the karma arise. Without the defilements, karma cannot arise. Karma means the volitional action or the potential that will give the result in the future. So that means karma will condition the result arise in the future. Meditation can start at the result happening or at the defilements happening, at the moment of defilements happening. So meditation will start the result to see the result in the right way. We are trying to understand the result not only from the view of created truth, but also from the view of original truth. If you are seeing is not complete about the result, you will condition the defilements that are wrong understanding and attachment that are defilements. If a defilement, we can classify greed, anger, ignorance. But here I read down wrong understanding and attachment are defilements or mental impurities. So these defilements can condition the karma result. Generally we can also put like that. Wrong understanding can condition attachment, and the attachment can condition the karma rise, and karma can condition the result. And that result can condition the wrong understanding, and wrong understanding will condition the attachment, attachment will condition the karma, and karma will condition the result. If we cannot understand the result in the right way, it will condition the wrong understanding. Okay, and then it will continue as the cycle. But it is not the movement of the soul or self, but it is just the cause and effect or conditioning process of physical and mental process. And generally we talk about the samsara. Have you heard about the samsara? What is its meaning? The cycle of rebirth. So what is rebirthing? So is rebirth, there is no self, no soul. But from the view of creator truth, we need to say about the rebirth. So that means wrong understanding is wrong understanding. It is not attachment. But wrong understanding is permanent or impermanence? Impermanence. But although it is impermanent nature, it can condition the attachment arise. Attachment is attachment. It is not the karma, but it can condition karma. So wrong understanding does not move to the attachment. But wrong understanding will condition the attachment arise. Attachment does not move to the karma. Attachment is attachment, but it can condition the karma to be produced. Karma is just the karma, it is not the result. Karma does not move to the result. But karma can condition the result to be produced. Result is just the result. Result is not wrong understanding. But not knowing the result in the right way, you can condition the wrong understanding arise. Result does not move to wrong understanding. So it is not the movement of something or some energies from one place to another place, from past to future. Any physical and mental energies arising and ceasing at right moment, but before ceasing or impermanence, it can condition the new mental state, new energies to be arise. Generally, we talk about the law of conservation of energy in school day. Have you learned about the law of conservation of energies? Generally, we think energy is permanent. It will never end. It will neither to be destroyed or created. In fact, it is from the view of physics. But regarding the Buddha teaching, energy is not permanent. Energy are rising and ceasing and finishing. But one energy finishing can condition the next new energy to be produced. For example, I use the battery to to switch on the light, the battery or chemical energy will finish impermanence after using, but we can condition the light energy appear.
Because like the theory of like energy conservation is like the amount of energy which has already vanished is equal to the energy that would be like emerged later on. Like so like the two theory is kind of same because like you said, what energy when it's finished, so and the new energy start. Like this kind of like because the physics theory approach is like the amount of energy when it ends or when it start is the same. So the amount of energy just the same, like remain the same when it just switch to another form of physics.
Yes, but here for the physical and mental energies,
So it's kind of intersects, not really like because like Buddha teaching and like physics is kind of intersects each other on the way how they are explaining the energy.
yes, physics or modern science are seeing from the view of physical nature. But here we were trying to see not only from the view of physical nature, but also the mental nature. Buddha teaching is three nature inclusive, maybe physical nature, mental nature, and then nirvana nature. But in science, they try to see one kind of nature. For the physics, they see only from the view of physical nature. Maybe psychology, they see only from the view of mental nature. But we were trying to see the different perspectives, maybe even the creative view, original view, and then that will condition the right understanding. So how this cycle or this knowledge to apply in the meditation practice? What is happening now? How do you think?
We're changing our wrong understanding.
Changing?
We try to change our wrong
Oh,
understanding.
yes. Like that, you can also say now is hearing about the sound energies, and then by using the hearing about the teaching, we are trying to stop the wrong understanding or attachment and so on. That is, we can, how do you say? Any result we can see from the view of creator truth and from the view of original truth. From the view of creator truth, it may be not the same in people's mind. But here, now we learn meditation, we practice meditation, it is good or bad? Good. But maybe in some others religion or some communism, in previous history, in Burmese, the communism developed, they blame about the learning meditation and practicing meditation because they try to see only from the view of physical nature. If people are trying to do meditation and learning meditation all the time, they do not work for the development of country, so they are wasting the energy for the country because they think the meditation is just sitting on the floor and they do nothing for the job, money. So how do you say our country income will be lose lots of meditators. So that is their view, and they think that is bad. From the view of creator truth, maybe it can be good or bad in their perception. But from the view of original truth, they are just physical and mental energies are working. And then from the view of physical appearance, we are not working. But from the view of original truth, perception, feeling, perception, or thinking, or mental process are working. And then we have a lot of result, maybe peaceful mind, right understanding, and how to say, non-greed, non-anger, non-ignorance, compassion, loving kindness, and how to say, motivation, about to help others or doing good deeds. So in fact, a lot of good benefits. But they see only from the view of salary or income about their country, they think that is not good. So maybe they have anger or they have the bad action about the meditators. Last time they tried to stop the meditators, meditation center. So what I mean is, we are trying to see any results, not only from the view of creator truth, but also from the view of original truth. That is just the impermanent nature of physical and mental energies. By understanding like this, we can detach about from the view of good and bad things. When you think that is good, attachment about the liking will happen. When you think that is bad, unliking, disliking, or anger can arise about the scene that's happening. So that means we are trying to see the results in the right way. That is understanding not only from the view of creator truth, but also from the view of original truth. From the view of creator truth, it may be different to each other, but from the view of original truth, all will be the same. Just physical and mental process are appearing and disappearing from moment to moment. So it will cause the detachment power, and it will stop the wrong understanding and attachment. Wrong understanding means thinking the creator truth as reality. In fact, creator truths are just for using only, for helping others, for doing good deeds and spiritual development. But you have strong attachment about the creator truths. You will condition the wrong understanding, and you will condition the attachment. Attachment, maybe at the moment of wrong understanding, at the moment of attachment, you should be mindful with right understanding. It is not I, mine. We are also just the impermanent nature, conditional nature, and non-self nature. If you can be mindful with wrong, you can be mindful at the moment of wrong understanding and at the moment of attachment. It is also meditation. Maybe you cannot be mindful with right understanding about the wrong understanding and attachment arising. It can condition the karma. And then if the karma happens, it will produce the result in the future. Maybe I will criticize about maybe your country, your place, your religion. Maybe you have the misunderstanding. It is I, my country, my place. Maybe anger come out. But you can understand I, mine are just the creator truth. Creator truth are just for using only, knowing only, for doing good deeds or for helping others. But creator truths are not for attachment, not for thinking as reality. That is right understanding arise. Maybe I will criticize about your appearance, about your income, maybe I will say your appearance is not good, maybe your income is very low. In fact, good or bad, high or low are just a creator truth or concept. My appearance will be the good with the ugly person. But I will compare with the movie star, my appearance cannot be handsome. So if we should understand greater truth as greater truth, we should not think greater truth as reality or real existence. That is wisdom or right understanding. Maybe you think greater truth as reality and you take so serious about the greater truth and it will cause misunderstanding and attachment. And then it will produce the karma and the result will happen. So banana and $100, which is more valuable? So I will give you $100 and banana. Which one will you take? Based on the condition, maybe you have lost in the desert and you are so hungry. Maybe you want to survive. You will choose the banana. Banana will be the more valuable than the $100. So that means greater truth, greater value are just for using only. Not to think that is more valuable than the others. If the condition change, if the situation change, the value or the good or bad will be changed. So that means right understanding is understanding greater truth as greater truth and how to use the greater truth in the right way, beneficial way. But wrong understanding think greater truth as reality and it takes serious and it attached about the greater truth. So that means all dependent origination can happen in our process. So maybe at the moment of pain arising, how you can be analyzed or be mindful. You try to, when you try to attach or reject. Yes, it is not mine. It is. You try to understand. It is not I, mine. It is not remaining as the same one, as the same thing. But impermanence, changing, and answer from moment to moment. Right understanding can helpful about the detachment, about the equanimity. But you think that is I, mine, and that is. You think it is bad. It is remaining as the same one. It is existing for some period. That is misunderstanding about the greater truth. From the view of greater truth, the pain is not good. The pain is existing for throughout the meditation time. Yesterday I discussed about the greater truth regarding to the continuity. Whether the flames or energies or mind or pain cannot remain as the same one, as the same thing for some period. Every moment is changing, renewing, like the flame, like the river flowing. But the replacing rate or changing rate is so fast, so smooth. We consider the same flame, the same water, the same river is existing there for some years, for some period. On the same way, anger or pain or pleasant or unpleasant feeling are not remaining as the same one, as the same thing along the timeline. They are rising and ceasing, appearing and disappearing from moment to moment. They cannot remain as the same one, as the same thing, or I, mine, for some periods. That is right understanding. Or analyzing about the reality, about the impermanent nature, changing nature of physical and mental energies. But you think the same pain, the same feeling that is existing in some way, that is greater truth. But you think greater truth as reality, that will cause suffering, that will cause agitated, and you are trying to reject it, but meditation time is not over yet. So your mind become frustrated, disappointment, and you want to run away from the meditation hall. That is because of the misunderstanding the greater truth as reality. So, misunderstanding about the truth will cause attachment, and attachment will cause karma, and it will condition the result again. So at the moment of result happening, we will try to see from the view of original truth. So, understanding about the original truth is for the wisdom, for right analyzing. But for talking, for communication, we will use the greater truths. For example, I, my is greater truth. But why we should take the morality, not to steal, not to take others' things? Why? I, mine is not real. So why I cannot take your things?
Makes the attachment stronger.
Yes. That means wrong understanding and attachment are original truth. They are the truth of causes of suffering. So what I mean is, I, mine is created truth. Right? But I take your things. Maybe most of the people have misunderstanding I, mine as reality, and they have strong attachment about their things. So maybe I take your things, you feel angry, and you try to quarrel or against me, and then this harmony or fighting maybe arise in our society. So created truths are not real, but people are thinking the created truth as reality. So we do not reject about the created truths. We will follow the created truths, and we will respect the created truths. I, mine is created truth. Maybe Manchester United is my favorite, is created truth, but I criticize about your favorite, your things. You feel angry. So that means created truths are not real, but we do not reject about the created truths. We do not break the created truths. We will respect and follow the created truths. Rule and regulation is created truth or original truth? Created truths. Someone say rules and regulations are created truths. That is not truly existing, so I no need to follow the rules and regulation. It is wrong understanding. Right understanding is understanding created truth as created truth and how to use the created truth in the right way. Rules and regulations are created truth, but why people are using the rules and regulations in society? How do you think? Sorry? Yes. For the peace and harmony to each other in society, we need the created truths. And now we are trying to stop the defilements, greed, anger, and ignorance. But for the government or for the maybe meditation center, we cannot stop directly your greed, anger, and ignorance. So we try to stop about the physical action. So you must not kill, you must not steal, and you must not drink. So we make the rules and regulations. So rules and regulations or government laws are created to intents for the harmony and peace in society. That means created truths are necessary, although they are not real for the peace and harmony in society.
we are living in a world, the create world that regulate, like I myself and the other has a free will of living, and I have the right to be protected by the all other, and like I can, like we, that's a ideology that we share among each other, that I would not harm you, would not do anything harmful to you, but like on the other hand, so you could not harm me as well. So like we are kind of like living harmoniously on that base. So that's why the base of that is create, and we accept all together.
Yes.
That's from France.
Yes, rules and regulation are trying to control all our peace and harmony in society, but people are trying to break the rules and regulation if strong anger, strong hatred, strong jealousy arising. So government or United Nations or maybe the meditation center are making the rules, regulation, but problem or disharmony or problem are happening in society endlessly. Why?
Not understanding.
Yes, the rules and regulations are trying to control about their physical action only. Trying to control their physical action only is not enough for the real peace, for real harmony in society. So we intend mainly is to try to stop their bad mind and good minds. So what I mean is the main purpose of rule and regulation or greater truth is should intend to stop their bad mind and to stop their good mind, to develop their good mind. That means good volition should be developed and bad volition should be stopped depending on the regulation or tradition or culture or greater truths. That means greater truth should be helpful for the development of positive mind, and good volition, and should be helpful to stop the bad mind, negative mind, and wrong mind. So right understanding is understanding greater truth as greater truth, original truth as original truth, and how to use the greater truth in the right way. Some of the people criticize about our meditation center because comparing with other meditation center, our center is not good discipline and not making the rules and regulation. Maybe in Goenka center, and no silence and no silence, and how to say, not to, we have a lot of rules and regulation, but we make less regulation. So which one is better?
Based on condition, different duration of your time, so you have to like perhaps like there's a time for you to stretch your muscle. You can come to Thabarwa. But when you want to be stricter on yourself and get into the discipline, you can come to Goenka meditation center. So it's up to their condition. Only matter is like they have to know it themselves. When should
Yes.
they take?
Yes, our teacher, the ultimate Sarah, how to say, founded the Thabarwa Center because some old people, some patients are would like to learn the meditation, practicing meditation, but their efficiency, their ability is not matching about their meditation center. One monk in the meditation Center, his rule is the meditator age should not be over 60 or 70. It is Yahoo Seattle. Because he trained his meditators intensively or very hard. So very old people do not try very hard about their meditation. So what is it? He do want to accept about the old people. So he make the restriction about the age of over 60 or I don't know 70 do not accept. Maybe some patients are very sick. They cannot sit even for 30 minutes. But some meditation teacher make the rules not to move and in the meditation time and she must complete at least 2 hours. In the method is his instruction is not to move in the meditation period about 2 hours. So for this restriction is very honestly strict and them and they cannot effort, they cannot follow. So they lose their opportunity about the learning, about the Buddha teaching, or honestly how to stop the defilement, how to stop the wrong understanding. So that means the Uttamasara reduce the regulation and he accept the old people, even the patient who are nearly dead to learn meditations. So that means rules and regulations should be helpful. For the development of right understanding, mindfulness, and benefits of the people. But one regulation is the hindrance or blocking the development of honestly people minds or good minds. We should reconsider about it. For example, when people is meditating and someone is talking a lot, shouting a lot, he do not understand. That is meditating and he should not make them noise. Maybe a lot of people do like that. We should make the noble silence. Because people do not have the understanding to each other and make disturbance to the good people. But you meditators are understanding to each other and you one respect to others. People are meditating. Why to make the noble silence? Because you are understanding to each other and you talk very softly. One is meditating and doing. So we do not make the disturbance or annoyance to other people. In fact, no rules in the societies. But people do not have the right understanding or compassion to each other. So we try to make the rules and regulation or created truths. That means right understanding, understand created truth as created truths and how to use the created truth in the beneficial way for the benefits of spiritual development or doing good deeds. So meditation is trying to develop mindfulness and right understanding. To develop right understanding, we should understand created truth and original truth, and then how to use the created truth in the right way, in the beneficial way. To use the created truth in the right way, that created truth should be helpful for the benefits of or developments of our wisdom, our understanding, and our peace, our tranquility. Maybe any question or maybe if no more question, we will share our merits. You know merits?
Yes.
What are merits? What are goodies?
Well done.
Huh? Generally, we classify dana, sila, bhavana. We specify generally the good deeds. Why we say the Dana, Sila, Bhavana are good deeds? By doing the donation, you can stop the attachment, or you can stop the idea of I, mine. I have the strong attachment, that is I, mine. I cannot donate. By donation, I can maybe intentionally. I need to stop the attachment and without the idea of I, mine. So by donation can be helpful to stop the attachment and misunderstanding of I, mine. On the same way, Sila also can be helpful for the development of greed, anger, and ignorance. If you do not stop the attachment or craving about the others' things, you cannot take the precept about them stealing. You cannot take the 8 precept if you have strong attachment about the food, because 8 precept, you cannot stop the attachment about the music or song. You cannot take the 8 precept. So by taking 5 precept or 8 precept, we can stop the strong greed, strong attachment, and some kind of strong attachment. Meditation is also like that. By learning meditation, it will be helpful for stopping or reducing the greed, anger, ignorance. So meditation is, you can say, good things. Good or bad should be decided from the view of mental nature. If one action is helpful for the development of non-greed, non-anger, non-ignorance, mindfulness, compassion, right understanding, it should be considered as good one. But one action is obviously conditioned to be the development of greed, anger, ignorance, jealousy, frustration, distraction. We should understand that is not correct. So we will share our merits. May all beings rejoice and get our merits. May all beings be well, happy, and peaceful. May all beings be free from all kinds of suffering.